dentistry is a very critical profession. You are literally, working inside a patient's mouth. You will be giving blocks, which are injections inside a patient's mouth. You will be working with, drills, motors inside a patient's. Hi all, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day ahead. It's a bright sunny day here in Manhattan, New York City. Right behind me, you are getting a spectacular view of the Empire State Building with a little dragon wrapped on top of it, because they are, I think, promoting a House of Dragons right now. So before I go ahead, let me introduce myself. My name is Jaskirat, and I am currently a DDS Advanced standing student at New York University College of Dentistry here in New York, Manhattan. I had completed my BDS from India, after which I'm pursuing this course, which is a licensure pathway, and it will help me practice dentistry in the US, become like a licensed dentist in the US. This is my library right now. I was studying and I was going through emails, and then I read a couple of emails from a lot of teenagers who have been asking me this question. I've been in the same scenario as you guys, where I took my NEET, so I know what you guys are going through right now. And this video is going to be a very generic video, okay, because for every person things are different. So if you want a very customized response according to your profile, this is the email address below. Just email us and we will get in touch with you, and then we can have like a 1 hour session and guide you on how to go about it. First of all, who should not do BDS? A person should not do BDS who has that mindset that, okay, if I don't get into MBBS, let me just do BDS instead. You're gonna regret that, because dentistry itself is a completely different field, and it's a very rewarding career, it's a very good career. But I believe that you as a person should never opt for a career because you couldn't get into another career, right? So if you have your mindset that I want to do MBBS and I want to become a general physician, go ahead and do that. Don't waste your years and your money and your time and energy doing something that you never wanted to do in the first place. Okay, so people who are taking BDS because they didn't get into MBBS and then they don't know what BDS is, and they're like, okay, let me just do this. This is not for you. Please don't make that mistake. Now, why dentistry and what dentistry is about? Dentistry, as you know, it's the study of teeth. So when you become a dentist, you treat patients and you treat people who have any of the issues related to the teeth. But while you're doing your dentistry, you also study a lot about the human body. So as far as for me, the first 2 to 3 years of my curriculum, I had a lot of common subjects with those of medicine. Like the MBBS batch, we had a lot of common subjects and we did study a lot of those things, but again, everything had an emphasis on dentistry itself. Now BDS is a long course, it's a 5-year course. So if you are really interested into dentistry, if teeth are something that really something that ignites that interest in you, and if you are that person who would like to put smile on someone's face, then dentistry is for you. That's the good news. If you are an artist and you feel like you're looking for the perfect combination of medicine and art, then dentistry is what you will take, because I would say dentistry is a mixture of art, engineering, as well as medicine. So it's a very unique combination of all of these three things, and it's I would say it is something that you should take only if you are really interested in it. It's a very rewarding profession. I did my BDS, but after doing my BDS, now I am doing DDS, and this is like a licensure pathway, and with God's grace, in a couple of years, I'll be a practicing dentist in the US. So this is something that, if this is something that you're looking for, then you should, if you want to practice dentistry, then you should take your BDS. Now, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of effort to become a dentist. It's not easy. It's going to be very tough. If you are someone who knows that they have that thing in themselves, you are willing to put hours of studying, hours of practice, hours of clinical work, and get all A's on your exams, then dentistry is for you. I would say don't be one of those people who take dentistry because their parents told them to take, and then they regret it because your parents might ask you to do anything else. I have a couple of friends who did engineering and they regret doing engineering and they changed their fields after that. So don't do something that your parents are forcing you to do. Never do that. Now, another very big question that I get is, will I get a job if I do dentistry? Now, you need to realize that dentistry as a degree makes you self-reliant. You can just go ahead and open your own clinic, and right after BDS, right after doing BDS, you can go ahead and open your own clinic. Whereas if you do MBBS, I'm not sure if you would be willing to open your own clinic being a general physician, because these days everyone really likes to have a kind of specialty. So that is something that is probably more likely that you do your MBBS, then you again take NEET PG, then you look for seats, and then you get into some specialty. But BDS as such, it makes you self-reliant. There are government jobs. Again, it's very competitive, just like NEET. So whoever ranks the most and gets the best rank ever, they get all of those jobs. And there are other jobs as well in private sector, but again there's a lot of struggle. But with years, as your experience and your hand skill it improves, you will get paid well. Another thing, dentistry as a profession makes you very self-reliant, so you can always go ahead and open your own clinic and hire people to work under you. That's the best part about dentistry. Now, another thing is, what exactly is your long-term goal? What kind of a life do you want ahead? Do you want a good work-life balance, or do you want to, you're so dedicated towards surgery or medicine or something like that, and you would want a life where you are, probably in the hospital most of the time? Now with dentistry, you get a very good work-life balance. And and then again, if you choose surgery after specializing in BDS, if you go for something like oral and maxillofacial surgery, then your work-life balance might be variable if you're in a hospital setting, because you might get a lot of cases, midnight shifts and stuff like that. Now, another question about dentistry is, if you are someone who doesn't have very good hand skills, but again, I believe hand skills are something that you can always develop with time. But if you are someone who believes that they don't have those kind of hand skills, and they completely hate art and craft, and they just cannot do anything like that which comes with that kind of manual dexterity, then dentistry is probably not for you. Dentistry requires a lot of hand skill. Believe me, when we work in like millimeters, like 0.5 millimeter. Like when we cut a cavity and sometimes we have to go to certain depths, we go for like 0.5 millimeter. That is like the thing that we work on. It is so minute and so precise. So to be able to do that, you should have that kind of interest, and probably that kind of skill that makes you kind of like ignites that interest in you for dentistry. Another thing that I would like to say is the financial aspect of it. It's a very rewarding profession. But again, whatever I'm telling you right now is very general. It varies from person to person. It varies from your background to what exactly scores you get and everything. So whatever information I'm giving you again is a very generalized information. If you want personalized kind of counseling, career guidance about dentistry, or what to do about it, how to go with your pathway, how to become a dentist in the US, then it is something that you would need to connect with us, because whatever I'm telling you right now is very generic information, and this is for the entire pool of candidates. Like when you apply for your NEET, there are like so many ranks. Some people get ranks within first 5,000, and then there are people, they don't even get ranks in the first 5 lakhs, right? So whatever information I'm giving you is a very generic information. This is the email right here. In case you want something very tailored to your profile, and then you want to decide if you should be doing dentistry or not, if you have some relatives in the US and you plan to move to US or some other country later on and want to practice dentistry there, then if doing BDS from India is worth it or not, All of those questions I will answer. Just send us this email. Uh, just send us an email over here, and then I will address all of those concerns. Last but not the least, another very important thing I would want to address here: where you do your dentistry from matters a lot. Okay, a lot of people. I would not take names right now, but there are a lot of colleges in India who are not, probably I would say they are not that accredited, and yet there are students who just for the sake of becoming a dentist they go to those colleges, and then they take admissions there, private colleges, not government, and then they pay a lot of fee. To be honest, for some of the colleges, again I'm giving you generic information, some colleges are very very good. They are one of the best colleges in the entire country, but for some colleges, you know it can be tricky. You might later on not get the kind of learning that you need to get, the kind of exposure you need to get. Your classroom might not be that conducive of an environment for you to understand the depth of dentistry. So dentistry is a very critical profession. You are literally working inside a patient's mouth. You will be giving blocks, which are injections inside a patient's mouth. You will be working with, like, drills, motors inside a patient's mouth. So it's very very tricky. And in my perspective, I think you should always, to become a good clinician, you should always go to the best place where you can get the education from. But again, I got an email just 3 days back from some person, and they sent me a list of 10 colleges, and they were like, oh, I didn't get a good rank in NEET. Can you go through these 10 colleges and tell me which college should I choose from? Now, again, for all of those, I would need to talk to you for at least 15 to 20 minutes and then up to an hour, and then guide you if you should be choosing which college and how would it help your profile, and what are your long term goals. Do you want to just do BDS and practice in India, or after BDS you want to do MBBS, or after that you want to become someone like who's like a professional in US or UK or Australia? For that, this is the email address. I hope you guys like this vlog. Dentistry is a very rewarding profession, and it is completely worth it. And stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye bye.